We took multiple overnight sleeper buses from the south of Thailand to the north as a family of 4 because we were too stingy to fly. Find out what it cost, how much money we saved to travel this epic 900-mile, 27-hour journey, and most important, was it worth it and would we do it again? We're a family of 4 that sold up in the UK to follow our dreams to move to Bali. That was a year and a half ago now, and we're currently based in Bali building our home, and we slow travel during visa runs to different countries in Southeast Asia with our 2 kids as part of their world schooling. We do this backpacking style and on a budget, and so in a bid to save money, we took buses the full distance rather than fly. Was it worth it for this 27-hour travel? Let's jump into today's video. We bought tickets from a roadside vendor to get the overnight bus from Krabi to Bangkok. It's about 400 miles. It leaves Krabi roadside at 3 p.m. and gets to Bangkok at 7 a.m. in the morning. But what they don't tell you is the pickup is actually a minibus that takes you to a bigger pickup station. Okay, so we're waiting to get onto the bus from, where were we? Krabi, going to Bangkok. And it's been a bit of a faff, to be honest with you. We thought we'd do it to save money, but so far we've not actually got onto the bus that we're meant to be getting on. We've been on 3 different kind of minibus kind of things, the tuk-tuk and minibus, etc. with the kids, with 4 lots of baggage, 4 lots of hand luggage, etc, etc. So we did it to save about 100 quid, which we wondered what the cost of the flights were. So was it worth it for the saving? We get on the bus and get seats in a shared table area. Sorry. We're not going to get much sleep in here tonight. We arrive in Bangkok around 7 a.m. and it's like now 10 p.m. and we're hoping to get about 6 hours sleep on here. Wishful thinking? I think so. The plan was to break the trip up by staying over in Bangkok a night, but we've made a big mistake here. We haven't booked accommodation for the night before, so in effect we have nowhere to go today until 2 p.m. It's already 33 degrees, we've had hardly any sleep, and have lots of bags. The kids are hungry. We've not thought this one through. We're getting harassed by the roadside by taxi drivers, and we just want to be in Chiang Mai. So we take a big decision to continue the journey onward to Chiang Mai right now, another 8 hours or so. But this way we can head to the coach station, get some food and coffee. Oh my God, coffee, please. Be seated somewhere with aircon and all these bags and just get the journey done in one swoop. The kids are so good and up for the challenge. Travel has taught us all to be flexible, go with the flow and pull together. I love them for their can-do attitude, even after no sleep. We jumped in a Grab taxi to take us to the main bus depot in Bangkok. We bought our tickets from 123Go online due to the last bus being a nightmare, as we'd booked from a vendor on the roadside and had nowhere to actually complain to. We thought it was better to book online this time. Links in the description. And this section of the journey was much more straightforward. We arrived at the station, got some food, then went to the correct bus stop to board the bus to Chiang Mai. Easy peasy, just a little bit old-fashioned. So, was it worth it? The bus journey was a good experience for the kids. It was character building and sleep can always be caught up with.
Everyone, your nana just wants a curd back.
On the bus to Chiang Mai! But the flights from Krabi to Chiang Mai with a stop at Bangkok were costing around £100 more to do, and for the time and faff of this bus journey, it probably wasn't worth the saving that we made. But for solo travellers or those on a budget, it's definitely worth comparing the two. Some days flights are mega cheap and can often be cheaper or about the same as getting the bus, especially with hand luggage. The deal breaker for us was that we actually had luggage to check in that would have made the airfare spiral. So was it worth it? Yeah, I'd say it was, but if we had the money, we'd choose comfort and speed next time and fly. It's all a balancing act with travel, and we were saving every penny we could to make travel with 4 work. This part of the journey is actually really good. Gorgeous views and the price of the tickets were amazing. We're on this bus now for the next 8 hours, watching the countryside whiz by as we head north to one of our favourite places, Chiang Mai, where we spend a month living in a typical condo. We do a monk chat where we can ask monks anything, and a meditation retreat We explore the city walls and the ancient city within with its temples, which actually forms a big part of the kids' homeschooling topics. We eat typical khao soi and visit many night markets and day markets, as well as the sweetest little elephant cafe. So for now, we try and catch up on some much needed sleep, and tomorrow we'll do a room tour and show you what we're paying for our condo apartment in Chiang Mai. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Night night.
So we did this with the main reason of saving a bit of money, but also because we've been on a night bus before in Vietnam and it was a great way to travel. So I wanted to share with you some hints and tips that we wish we knew before we did this crazy journey. First up, you need to take 2 buses, one from Krabi to Bangkok and then one from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. Like Fletch said, we were going to break this up, but rather than hang around for 8 hours until we could check into a hotel, we thought we'd just jump straight on the next bus and make those 8 hours really count by travelling with it. So, in all honesty, it's not a trip for the faint-hearted, is it? It's pretty epic. You will get a numb bum, and so let's look at what you do. So first up, where do you get tickets? Now, in the main tourist areas, you can book them on from street vendors, shops, tourist information type stalls. There's loads of them, especially in busy places like Krabi. But with that, you're trusting that what the travel agent's saying is what the journey is. So we like to book online where you can actually check the reviews, see the pictures, and this is a massive but, you don't always get what you pay for. We always like to book through One To Go Asia, as it's probably the biggest, most well-known, and it's got English and other languages on there. So we'll add the links to that in the comments and the descriptions for you, as it's just that bit easier to navigate. And when you're on there, you can see all the options, including flights. You can filter this to show the coach only. So I just did this and just picked a random day here, just so you can see as a guide. The flights here are £31 for the cheapest, and the buses, £13 for the cheapest one. So it's well under half price. Now don't forget, this is only from Krabi to Bangkok, so it's a similar price for the second leg. We chose the bus because there's 4 of us and we actually had bags with us because we were travelling for a month. So this was going to add about 100 quid each on, which really mounts up for 4 people. Now the bus includes baggage, so that's an instant saving. You can see as well that there's some details on the buses, including where they've got aircon, where they've got toilets, so check this. Now when you book, there's also some VIP options listed, which are supposed to be for a plain style and sometimes a recliner seat. Now, as far as we could gather, the VIP seats are upstairs on the coach, and the more communal type, cheaper seating is downstairs and therefore cheaper. So we went for the VIP. But here's a tip. When we're waiting for the coach, we're waiting near the front of the queue, I'd sent everyone to go and have a try, so you know what I mean by that, before we get on. And then as soon as the bus pulls around the corner, Bertie's like, Dad, I need a wee. So I had to take him to the toilet. This meant we lost our spot. Claire was there waiting with all the bags. When the bus came, everyone just piled straight on. There's no one making sure the seats were allocated properly, no one checking whose VIP ticket. So we were last on and had to sit downstairs, the communal seats. So bear in mind, VIP doesn't always mean VIP. So on to the actual journey. Now, like Fletch said, you don't always get straight onto the actual bus. So you can, when you book this, you can have local and also hotel pickups. We had a hotel pickup and went first on a minibus to a bus stop. Then I got piled on the back of a pickup van with bags and no communication that took us far into the actual coach stop. Only then did we see the actual coach. No one knew what was going on. Everyone's confused. Everyone's looking at each other, so just be aware of this. Now this also applies at the end of the journey. You might well just be dropped off at a bus depot that's out of town, in the middle of nowhere, next to a busy road. So make sure you've got an eSIM with you with data on, because you might need to find your way back into town and book grabs, etc.
Yeah.
Now the bus to Chiang Mai was also in a different bus terminal to the Krabi terminal. So we arrived at one, had to jump in a grab and get all the way across town to another terminal. Now when you get to the main bus terminal, the bus terminal is, as you would expect, pretty confusing. It's called Mochi, and it has one terminal which I think is for long distance and one's for more local journeys, and it's separated by a busy road and a tall bridge which I went over about 10 times. When you get your tickets again, it's also pretty confusing. Now you can order online or you can buy at the terminal. Now even if you order online, you still have to go to the correct ticket booth, which are all lined up in number order outside the terminal. And then, and only then, you get your actual ticket, and only then can you head into the terminal with your ticket to the actual bus. So remember this and try and make sure you've got the correct number for your booth. As I walked up and down, asked at one booth, got sent to booth 27, went to booth 27, got back to booth 7. It was like some kind of bus bingo. Now, when you're inside the terminal, there is a load of shops there, 7-Elevens, etc., local shops, so you can get snacks for the bus. But I would say get your snacks before you get to the terminal. Then you can get something much tastier, and honestly, having a snack and some treats really breaks up the journey. Now, some of these bus journeys do include a meal, and this is kind of a stop at a local Thai service station. You're given a voucher, and you can go in and choose from a buffet-style meal. But it's pretty basic, rice and some kind of sauce, but it's worth it to fill up on. But if you are picky about your food and a bit fussy, take your own and don't rely on it. Now, the Krabi to Bangkok bus also got pretty chilly, so don't be tempted to go straight from the beach in your swimwear, etc. It felt so good to just put some jogging pants on, a hoodie, some nice thick socks, and here's my little travel hack, a face mask. Honestly, try it, it's a game changer. Just nick one off the plane when you're on the way there, it's worth doing. Now, you do sometimes get a blanket, but don't bank on the blanket, and also it might be a bit smelly. The seats are like plane seats. They're sometimes recliners, but not like none of the ones we've been on in Thailand have been the full lie-down sleeper ones, which are a bit better. I'm not sure if they're starting coming in now, so keep an eye on for them. We did end up sat around a table on a long bench-style seat with people falling asleep and dribbling on your shoulder. So be aware, this can happen. If you can do, get up, do a bit of stretching during the journey, as sitting down for that time is guaranteed a sore bum. So that's just some helpful tips and some mistakes that we made. So if you've got any questions, just let us know in the comments. I mean, would you attempt this? Tell us if you do. If you do, let us know, how was it for you? Was it as fun as ours?